Jai Sri Krishna. And we have been reading in our book club the book of Paramhansa Yoganand. It's a biography by Swami Kriyananda. And a lot of the experiences have been recounted by Swami Kriyananda, which are not there in Autobiography of a Yogi. And I particularly enjoyed this. I found it very interesting, and it is on page 46. And this is what Yoganand recounts. And he says, "When I entered the room," Yoganand said later, "I saw a group of dry old men ready to engage in a spiritual bullfight. I therefore said to them, 'Let's talk only from truth we ourselves have realized.'" He said, let's talk about truths that we have realized. Let's not talk only about lofty truths and sometimes just having a lot of knowledge. This is my Shakun talking. Having a lot of knowledge sometimes only gives you an ego. So let's talk from, what we have realized ourselves. So then Yoganand continues, "We've all read," I said to them, "that the four aspects of human consciousness are man, buddhi, ahankar, which is and chitta, feeling. The scriptures say that these four aspects have their corresponding locations in the body. In no scripture, however, do we find any explanation of where those locations are situated. So can any of you tell me where they are?" Now see, this is Shakun speaking now, there is the man, that is the mind, the buddhi, the intellect, the ahankar, which is the ego, and the chitta, which is the feeling. Now, do we know where it is located in the body? And look at what Swami Yoganand finds, which I thought was very interesting. But the Pandits were helpless to respond. And then Yoganand explained to them, mind is located at the top of the head, buddhi in the forehead, between the eyebrows, and ahankar, ego, at the back of the head, in the medulla oblongata, chitta in the region of the heart. Of these four locations, one may have to be taken on faith, but the other three are easily verified." Never mind if you, Shakun speaking, never mind if you haven't understood, because he's going to explain it now. And I thought, just listen. When a person thinks deeply, he tends to knit his eyebrows. When one is excessively proud, tension at the back of the head and neck makes him draw his head backward. When a young man's girlfriend leaves him for another, he never cries, "I have a broken knee," but it is quite natural for him to say, "I have a broken heart." And when someone has an emotional shock again, it is natural for the hand to fly to that part of the chest which is over the heart. I then explained to the Pandits. The master continued, "The mind is like a mirror. If a horse is before one, the mirror will reflect it, but will not discriminate as to what the object is. The intellect then steps in to say, 'Oh, that's a horse.' The ego then chimes in and says, 'Well, that's my horse.' Feeling then gives the final verdict, saying, 'How happy I am to see my horse.' Delusion," Yoganandji finished, "begins with the reactions of the ego, but its final nail is driven home by feeling." If you read this again, Shakun speaking, you will understand. See, I'll say it again. When a person, he was trying to explain where this man, buddhi, ego, and ahankar, feeling is located. Now he says that when a person thinks deeply, he tends to knit the eyebrows. So, which is the knit the eyebrow, and he has said that when one is excessively proud, when you are proud, you put your head back. Don't you? You put your nose up in the air, so the neck goes backwards. And when a young man, that shows a feeling, because when he never says, when a young man has a broken relationship, he never says, "I have a broken knee," but he says, "I have a broken heart." And when one has an emotional shock, again, it is natural for the hand to fly to the part of the chest on top. So he says these seem to be the place of these feelings. Think about it. It's interesting. Read it again. And until next time, you take care and God bless.